Let's take a look at the kidneys and urine production. Each kidney contains millions of very small structures called nephrons. There are two stages in the process of urine production, and these stages happen in every nephron. One of these stages is ultrafiltration. The blood is filtered and all water, urea and salts move into the nephron tubule. Blood cells and proteins remain in the blood as they are too big to move across the capillary wall. Another stage is called selective reabsorption. Useful substances, including some water, are reabsorbed from the tubule back into the bloodstream. This leaves all urea, excess salts and excess water in the tubule. This mixture forms urine, which is collected by the kidneys and travels to the bladder to be stored and then excreted. So let's have a recap. During selective reabsorption, useful substances are reabsorbed from the nephron into the bloodstream. This leaves urea, excess salts and excess water to form urine. The volume of urine produced depends on the internal conditions of the body. The volume of water in the blood is monitored by the hypothalamus in the brain. So what happens if we have too much or too little water in the blood? If we have too much water, the hypothalamus triggers the pituitary gland to stop the release of antidiuretic hormone, also known as ADH. This reduces the permeability of the kidney tubules. This means that less water is reabsorbed back into the bloodstream, which results in a large volume of dilute urine being produced. If we have too little water, the hypothalamus triggers the pituitary gland to release antidiuretic hormone, ADH. This increases the permeability of the kidney tubules. Permeability is the ability of things to pass through this tubule. This means that more water is reabsorbed back into the bloodstream, resulting in a small volume of concentrated urine. And so the control of water content in the blood is an example of negative feedback. Water balance. Water levels in the blood must not be too high or too low. Our bodies control the amount of water and ions diffusing in and out of cells. If we have too much water, the hypothalamus triggers the pituitary gland to stop the release of antidiuretic hormone. Because there's less ADH, this reduces the permeability of the kidney tubules, meaning less water is reabsorbed back into the bloodstream, resulting in more dilute urine. And this will be in a large volume as well. So, something to think about. What is urine made up of? It is made up of urea, excess water, and excess salts or ions. So what happens if there's too little water in our bodies? We're going to have concentrated urine. The kidney tubules are more permeable and more ADH is released. What happens during ultrafiltration, which is one stage of the process in the kidneys? The blood is filtered and water, urea and salts move in to the nephron tubule. Blood cells and proteins remain in the blood as they are too big to move across the capillary walls. To recap all of that, how does the body respond to having a lack of water? It will increase the concentration of urea and urine. It will increase the kidney tubule permeability and ADH will be released.